Could you eat a meal this big every day for a year and lose weight? Can you get it to taste like a Marie Callender's pot pie?
No.
Could it end up in a national magazine, and could it have a whole book dedicated to it? Oh my gosh.
Nice.
But I'm gonna show you how to whip this up in 5 minutes. You guys, I could get canceled for making this so easy, for making this all better than Ozempic, Wegovy, and all the popular weight loss drugs that are trying to hook you in for life. The goal here at Eat Like a Bear is to set you free. One way I do that is to make these meals so simple that they compete with the medications, the surgeries, the pills and potions that everyone is trying to get you hooked on. The fact is, you can save money and live your best life at the same time without any of that. And I'm gonna prove today how easy this is. Let's whip it up in 5 minutes. Okay, this isn't exactly a pot pie. Some green beans, totally frozen. Mixed vegetables. This bag has 12 ounces. I'm gonna use half. We're going in the chicken direction. I happen to have some excellent broth. Chicken, because you know it's a pot pie. That's it for now. We're gonna cook this for about 20 minutes. Oh wait, 257. Facial. Okay, it looks about what you would expect, kind of stew-like. Let's thicken it just a bit. Here's some xanthan gum. It's a pretty good option for low-carb thickeners. Now, ideally, we take some of this broth out, put it in its own container, and really thicken it proper. You know, I do almost nothing proper around here because I just like to be quick. Okay, but there's more. Let's add a little cream. Something like cream you probably do want to measure. It's just really easy to overdo cream and to end up with just a boatload of calories. I know there's a lot of talk out there about how calories really don't matter. It does seem to be the case that not all calories are equal, but calories do still matter. And so for instance, if you're a cream eater and in the school of thought that cream is healthy for you, I do think some cream is healthy. I think too much cream makes me fat. Because I just put too much in there. I just do. Oh, but oh my goodness. It's the cream in this that gets us to that country cooking experience that we're kind of looking for in the pot pie. I don't know about y'all, yum. And I offer the younger generation here for you today to review our dish. And next to our skillet dish, we have an actual legit Marie Callender's pot pie. We visited the restaurant, but then of course they make it really easy to get hooked up at home. And that's what we did with a frozen Marie Callender's pot pie, warmed up today so that Alistair can directly taste the difference. Are you ready? Okay. Take in the flavors of a legitimate pot pie, Alistair. Don't get too full, okay? Okay, you got the flavors, you got that comfort, like your stomach's like, yeah, comfort food, right? You're right there in the moment. Go for it. Yeah, get some vegetable. There we go. I've already tasted it. Let me taste it again. Your thoughts?
It's like a 7 out of 10.
This particular pot pie is what?
This one? On average, they're like 9, but this one's maybe an 8.
Okay, he felt like the heating up was a little bit low quality. That's fine. So this is an 8, would normally be a 9, has the potential to be a 9, and you place this skillet dish at what?
7.
7. So if you had all the country time flavors in this skillet at a 7, but it allowed you to get out and live your best life, are you eating in the 7 department or in the 9 department?
7.
Look at that. Look at that. All right, okay. Well, luckily, you get to have a regular pot pie today, right?
Yeah.
So you want to help me with this one? Yeah, okay. So I'm here eating and taking note that this extra bag of vegetables, it has carrots, peas, and corn in it, which a lot of people on a lower carb diet are going to stay away from this type of vegetable. Fair enough. I typically don't reach for this, but since this was a pot pie comparison, I felt like it needed that pea game going on. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of carrot in there. And it's definitely adding to that experience and getting us a little bit closer to that flavor. Is it going to keep us from losing weight? Some people are very sensitive to the carbohydrates and would do well to cut that type of vegetable out. I'm not really one of those people. I'm not really worried about it. And there's really not that much in here. It's kind of interesting in my rapid weight loss phase. I think it would have scared me to eat some carrots. I'm not really concerned in maintenance. sometimes when you're really focused and drawing the boundaries in your weight loss, it might be good to cut some of those things out. Just keep the boundary, keep it real clear. If I found myself eating a truckload of peas all day long or something, I might get concerned about it. That's not the case with this dish. And it's story time.
Let's spin the wheel.
Backmasking and burning. Oh my gosh. I don't know if my sister is ready for this story to be public. She's gonna be totally triggered by this. Are y'all ready? You know, I'm gonna focus on the burning part of this story. It's its own story. We have a related story on this channel where we talk about
Devil soap.
devil soap. It is hilarious. So I talk about how back in the 80s, my sister and I thought our laundry detergent was devil possessed, and one of the commenters suggested something else might have been devil possessed in our video. What was that?
My hair.
This hair right here. So another commenter suggested that his hair should have its own social media profile. I wonder what it would be called. You might be too young for this story. So might you. Okay, it's about the burning of records. I'm gonna say it was 1981 or 1982. So that would have been a 13-year-old Amanda and her 14-year-old sister, Kimberly, who's gonna be mortified that we're telling this story and who's gonna be totally triggered. She hasn't gotten over this yet. 40 years later, Kimberly Rose is not over this. It all now has a name. This was the era of the Satanic Panic, where the parents of the world were sure that the devil had a plan to possess all of the teenagers across the globe, possess them, and take over the world. And the main vehicle was
Music.
music, rock music. And I'm gonna tell you, the rockers weren't really helping us kids out. We had people like Alice Cooper doing guillotine decapitation. Do you know what a guillotine is? What is the purpose of a guillotine?
Decapitation.
What is decapitation? Yes. And so he had this like fake guillotine thing going on stage. Alice Cooper. Ozzy Osbourne. Do you know what a geek is, Alistair? And I don't mean like a nerdy person. A more classical definition of the word geek, by chance?
Not really.
Okay. It is an obscure term. It is someone who bites the head off of animals.
Oh, right.
And in fact, Ozzy Osbourne did that like in 1981, 82. He bit the head off of a bird, maybe a dove or something on stage, just and off of a bat. Then immediately they took him to the hospital to get rabies shots and all that. Can you imagine a nasty bat? It gets thrown up on stage and he bites the head off of it. Okay, yeah. These guys are not helping with the whole satanic panic situation. Right?
Yeah.
And so, your Auntie Kim and I, 1982, Amanda Rose, Kimberly Rose, part of a church youth group of teenagers. We're the youngest ones of that group because, in fact, our mom was one of the leaders of this group and leading, the older teenagers. And so there we were, youngest of the group. And they took us to the Bakersfield Convention Center for a talk about this very topic, about how the devil was taking over the world through rock music, through the teenagers. This guy gets up on stage and he's just telling all these stories and he's talking about Ozzy Osbourne and Alice Cooper and all of these tools of the devil. The records, the lyrics, the problem, those hidden messages if you backmask the records. Oh, and don't do that. You would never want to backmask. There's someone in this room who may have backmasked music in the 1980s. God, I was sure I was going to be possessed. Boy, they scared us so badly. And their big call to action was, can you guess what it was? Hey kids, you're about to be taken over by the devil. Go home and...
Oh yeah, burn your records.
Based on the point that we gave away part of the punchline on the Post-it note itself. Go home and burn those records. Burn the records. Burn the t-shirts. Burn the stuff. Get rid of it. It is a tool of the devil. Now, you should know, Kimberly Rose had an amazing collection of records in that time. She had been collecting for maybe 5 years already. She was very early into rock music as a child, and she collected over the years. Just as something came out, she grabbed it and she had it. She had early stuff. She had stuff on 8-track. I mean, you can't even, you don't even know what 8-track is, and that's okay. Other people watching, no, that's legit. That's old. Kimberly Rose had the collection. All this vinyl, all this stuff. So we go home. We're like, you know what? We know we're going to have to do something about all of these devil-possessed records. And we had this fire pit in the backyard. I remember my dad building up the fire and Kimberly's stuff coming out. I didn't really have a collection. I just listened to her stuff. She was like my music leader. It was all of her stuff. This is why I can tell the story and laugh. She's not laughing. Not even now, okay? All of her records, all those 8-tracks, the concert t-shirts, the posters, all of it into the fire. Oh, just see it melting. And that smoke. I mean, you could just see the devil in that smoke. Yeah, we had a bonfire and we burned. I mean, you know, definitely AC/DC, Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, Alice Cooper, the obvious ones. All burned. Black Oak, Arkansas. How they even got in that, I don't even know. Everybody. All burned in our backyard in about 1982. Funny thing, anyone still concerned about this, I urge you to watch the episode of The Muppets with Alice Cooper. Watch that and tell me, is that guy really a tool of the devil trying to take over the world via The Muppet Show? He's hilarious, laughing at himself and his whole devilish caricature. It is brilliant. It's amazing. Meet Alice Cooper on my bucket list. Alrighty, come for the recipes.
Stay for the stories.